folks, it's Rick Wilson. Welcome back to another edition of the Enemies List podcast. Delighted to have you with us as always. The Enemies List is generally just a person. It's generally just one person. It's generally not a gaggle of people. It's generally one person. Donald Trump, all-time reigning champion. But I want to say this. The Enemies List this week has a special collective set of blame. We're at a moment right now where, because of the Donald Trump Epstein shutdown, our government is frozen. Go to an airport. See what the TSA line looks like. Try to get services if you're a veteran. Try to do anything with renewing your health care because you can't. And most of all, if you're one of the 44 million Americans in 25 million households who rely on SNAP for food aid, you get to go hungry. That EBT card that the right makes so much fun of, for the very most part, goes to kids and old folks. It is not, MAGA, contrary to your lurid fantasies, being used for menthol cigarettes and malt liquor, which I literally heard a serious MAGA person say, without a hint of understanding of how flamingly racist he is. But all of these MAGA folks who've been cheering on, oh yeah, those poor people, those slackers need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and learn how to work harder for their food. We're at a moment in this country where if you believe that this is a great economy, I strongly encourage you to seek aggressive and immediate psychological or drug counseling. This economy is sideways, upside down, running backwards. There's no job growth in this country right now. Unless you're building data centers, there's no job growth. There's no economic growth unless you're one of the big 7 tech firms. None. Zero. Zip. You think the Federal Reserve is pumping $125 billion at the time of this recording, and I think it looks like it's going to be more into the markets this week for fun? And they're doing that for some sort of academic reason. They're doing it because the economy is going sideways. The trade war is killing our farmers. The trade war is killing small business. The trade war is killing manufacturing in this country. The jobs that are growing in this country, again, it's data center construction. You can't eat a data center. But you know, the tone deafness of it, the mockery of it, of all these MAGA folks who are out there laughing and giggling, oh, finally they'll learn the value of hard work. If they're hungry and if their belly's empty, they'll get a job. 65% of the people on SNAP are in red states. Most of them are Republican voters or non-voters, but a plurality are Republicans. Y'all hypocritical. Y'all hypocritical as all get out. It's not just the cruelty. It's not just the willingness to cancel Thanksgiving for millions of families. It's not just that in my community, 650 families on Halloween night lined up, some of them sleeping in their cars at a local food bank because SNAP is over. It's not just that. It's that the same night in Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump is conducting this bacchanalian, degenerate Halloween party. If Barack Obama or Joe Biden had attended a party like that, 44 million Americans were about to have their food aid cut off. Fox would be running 24/7 chyrons. Republicans would be in the streets with pitchforks and torches. But it strikes me, because this is the moment that MAGA's kind of been waiting for. This is the moment where they think that they're the vanguard of a class war that will finally teach those black people a lesson. They think they're moving the Overton window by doing this with cutting off SNAP funding for poor families. They think they're moving the Overton window by mainstreaming Nick Fuentes. They think they're opening the Overton window by making Laura Loomer a Pentagon correspondent. Stenographer is the word you're looking for, by the way, if you work at the Pentagon right now. But all this has added up to a very clear moment. This really has become about race and class. This really has become about blood and soil white America. Even though, once again, the majority of people on SNAP are white people in red states, Trump profile voters, or even Trump profile casuals. If you think that it's a funny joke to take away the food from poor families, and by the way, again, let's dismiss this illusion that they're out buying lotto tickets or malt liquor on SNAP. Everybody get a grip on that front. And I looked at this the other day. I was thinking, like, what are my priors on this as a conservative? The idea that people in this country require food aid tells you that we don't have free markets in this country. Our markets are crony capitalism. Our markets are regulatory captured. There's a lot of reasons why we have food aid in this country. The disparity of wealth, class, and race is the dirty secret of what holds the MAGA movement, what glues a lot of it together. Very wealthy people have convinced very poor people that even poorer people are the enemy. Very wealthy people have convinced poor people that the most destitute among us are the people that have caused their failures in life. You know, I say this a lot. McKinsey has taken more American jobs than any Mexican ever has. People that are getting SNAP are not criminals. People getting SNAP are not slackers. They're not laying home watching Netflix all day and eating caviar. This is a food program for poor people. These are people who are not going to be uplifted by the great AI revolution. These are not people who are going to go suddenly wake up one morning and go, man, my crypto portfolio is killing it. This country has a disparity in it. And I'm not smart enough to solve that entire economic nut in one fell swoop. Okay, I'm just not. I'm not going to pretend that I am. I'm not going to say I have some magic hand wavium that's going to solve poverty in America. But I can tell you one thing. Republicans and Democrats alike have focused on trying to solve the problem of poverty until now. Cuts to Medicaid, cuts to Medicare, eventual cuts to Social Security, which they are eagerly chomping at the bit to get to, tell you what is going on in their brains. It tells you that the kind of thought process that has informed the SNAP shutdown, where Trump grudgingly goes, oh, I'll put $6 billion back into it. It should tell you everything about how they have integrated into their minds a picture of America that is grubby, cheating welfare scum versus the hardworking folks. Everybody's working hard. There is no job creation in this country right now, except for building data centers and a pissant number of service jobs in Florida and a few other places. The idea that you have to revel in the misfortune of these people who are having their food aid cut off. The idea that it's a cracking good joke to get good social media hits off of by making fun of the people that are going hungry. It tells you what the fundamentally broken nature of the MAGA coalition. And no, it's not even a conservative coalition anymore. It's just straight up cruelty and race and class hatred. There used to be a concept called noblesse oblige, where the more fortunate helped the less fortunate. It has gone very much out of fashion in these days of decadence and crony capitalism and kakistocracy in Washington. I get it. But even people who were not engaged in the practice of noblesse oblige, even people who didn't come out and follow those rules of those to the manner born, didn't revel in starving kids, didn't brag how hard they were going to make it for single moms. They didn't brag about finally this will teach those people a lesson. They weren't overjoyed about it. They weren't dancing in the streets about it. They weren't thinking, wow, I really showed them. There are a lot of people online the last few days who, I promise you, some part of their family has been on Medicaid, been on Medicare, been on Social Security, been on SNAP, been on TANF, gotten disability. I promise you. Steve Bannon himself said it. All these people are MAGA voters. Why do you think Josh Hawley, who is nobody's idea of a progressive, is out there saying we can't cut off food aid to poor families?
Because at the end of the day, we cannot allow the government to remain permanently closed, the military not paid, needy families go hungry.
There's a schism in this country. Some people think mocking the poor, laughing at their misfortune, laughing at their hunger and the hunger of their children is hilarious. They think it's great social media content. They think it's fantastically funny. They've got every meme. They've got every fake AI video with every racist stereotype you could do under the sun. They fall for it when they're called on it, like Fox was. They laugh. They go, ha, 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 I got to the truth of it. It owned the libs, too. That division between those people and the rest of America is a division between humanity and inhumanity. It's a division between good and evil. You know, I don't want people to be dependent on the state for their every single thing. No one does. You know who really doesn't? Most of the people that are dependent on the state. It takes something out of you. And yes, poverty in this country has been an intractable, long-running problem. But we have plenty of money to spend on AI data centers from the federal government. We have plenty of money to spend on ballrooms. We have plenty of money to spend on Qatari jets. We have plenty of money to spend on investing American retirement assets into crypto scams. We have plenty of money to put up golden statues of Donald Trump. We have plenty of money to deploy more DHS and ICE troops than there are United States Marines into the streets of our nation. Plenty of money for all that. But Thanksgiving's coming in 2 weeks, folks. 2.5 weeks, let's call it. And there will be millions of Americans who are going hungry. Maybe they're not people like you. Maybe they're not people like me. But they are people. I'd like to encourage anybody who is interested in addressing this in a direct way. If you have means, Feeding America is a terrific organization. World Kitchen, Jose Andres, a terrific organization. We made a meaningful donation to our the Second Harvest food bank here in Tallahassee, which is part of Feeding America this last week, because 650 people were in their cars waiting for food for their kids. MAGA always talks about being proud of America. They always talk about pride and country, big chest-beating pride in America. I'm proud of America. I'm proud of what we've done for 250 years. Not always perfectly, not always heading in the right direction, but that arc is bent generally the right way. If you think feeding people who are in desperate need is something you can't be proud of as an American, then you're not really an American. That's the enemies list. Thanks again, folks.